No. Right.
Luke the Langenberg to kick off for the Braves.
There's nothing we can do.
Jacob Swagger takes the ball back from Taylor, out just across the 20. Brought down by Antoine P. Jr. The Yellow Jackets will start first and 10. Marion Jones on the carry for Taylor. Brought down by Jack Hankin. Second inning. Jones on the carry again, wrapped up in the backfield by Jalen Gordon. Third down. Jared Ropal, the reception for Taylor, but there's a flag down on the field. If the play stands, it'll be a first down for the Yellow Jackets. Face mask penalty called on the Braves, adds another 5 yards. First down, Yellow Jackets from the 41. Jones on the carry for Yellow Jackets, picks up a yard. Second and 9. Charlie Lindbergh on the tackle for the Braves. Tyler Embry on the keeper down the right side, close to the first down marker. Run out of bounds by Nate Berger of the Braves. Brings up third down and 3. delivery on the carry. Tackled by Nate Berger. Fourth down from the 28.
Go up and down.
Take him out, take him out, take him out.
Side to side. Up and down or side to side?
Yes, I just wanted to. Okay, so I need you both to pan down because that lower third graphic is getting in the way. How is that even possible? Hey, come back.
Trey Lopez is across the Braves out to the 20-yard line. We'll start first and 10. We'd like to give a warm welcome tonight to the alumni of the class of 1968 who are here tonight. They're celebrating their 50th high school reunion from Indian Hill. Let's give them a hand.
God.
Demetrius Taylor on the carry on the left side, gets out to 20. Tackled by Trevor O'Brien of the Yellow Jackets. Second in. Demetrius Taylor on the carry out past the 30 for a Braves. First down. Demetrius Taylor on the carry out past the 50. Tackled by Jackson Giordano of Taylor. Indian Hill in the Yellow Jacket territory on the 47. First down. Touchdown Braves! 47 yards on the quarterback keeper. Touchdown Braves!
It's not going off.
That's the way it was when we tested it. It was always on.
That's a connection.
Central to Lindbergh to Luke the leg Lundberg for the extra point. And the Braves go out 7-0.
Okay, so I'm here. Is it clear? Okay, that's what I thought.
That box needs to be something.
I know. We need to.
Because I just tapped it. That stopped all the stats.
And tonight, food trucks have got Chloe Hero and the Dapper Donut. Please visit our two food trucks tonight, Chloe's and the Dapper Donut. And of course, our award-winning concession stand, voted best concession in the CHL 7 years running.
I shake up the crowd stuff. They're not talking. It's not.
To get the guy to come out. But if you have a problem, remember in basketball, you take your headset out and reseat it. And it could have been when he looked this up and plugged it in down there, he might have. So, again, I don't know if this is right.
Number escape is in the end zone touchdown.
Hello, 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 hello. Okay, I don't care. I want to fix this. Yeah, okay. Put it on. Put it on. Here's the deal. I'm hearing you and not.
Testing 1 2.
Jake.
Test 1 2.
Jake's not on it.
This is Alton. on the other, on announcer 1.
This is really, so it's really loud. You what? This is volume 2.
1 2 1 2.
Test, test, test. Yeah, I can hear you.
Testing.
Jake is not on.
1 2
It's
1
Alton.
2. Testing 1 2 1 2. Okay.
So you got me too. And I heard you, right. It's just a matter of volume settings. So I think we're good. Is there any way to turn you off? Yes. If I turn this all the way down, can you hear me now? Can, I think that does stay on. Well, there's a setting wrong. Remember, there was a hearing that talked to them, right? We should.
Not taken by John Mark Williams, turns up third down.
They can't announce.
It's got the buttons right. It's a connection wrong. Remember I told you there was a cable that was unconnected? Well, we tested it, so I said, okay, everything's fine. See, it's hard to test when you're here by yourself.
Right.
I can't be down there and up here.
Right.
If you put one person up here, I'm just saying, put one person up here, and then you need 2 people, and then they can test it all. We did, we thought we did. I don't know why there'd be a problem there, but Al's not. So, can you minimize your commentary? Hello? Yeah, I mean, yeah, the camera people should know what's going on unless you need to direct them somewhere, right? And then that way they can at least announce. So, but if I just turn you all the way down, you can't hear me, right? Let me turn it all, I'm going to turn it all the way down, and then I'm going to count to 10 and tell me if the numbers stop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The whole time? Okay. So there you go. You turn that all the way off?
Sure. So not zero.
You can't hear him.
Number O'Brien punt to Taylor. Taken back by Trey Lopez out across the 35-yard line. Taylor. The Braves will start 1st and 10.
Can you hear me?
No.
All right, guys, we're back. Sorry, I had a little technical glitch there. Braves up 7-0. Great punt field by Trey Lopez, and then big run by Demetrius, big run by Cole Dean, and the Braves get 7.
You've got Dean.
Braves
Braves offense 1st and 10. Thornton in motion. Dean pitches it off to Lopez, gaining lots of ground. Hasn't been touched as of yet. Will get that first down. A nice stiff arm, but it's taken down by number 53, Terry Mounts for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, Trey took a big hit over on the sideline. And last week down at Marymount, Braves scored 7 touchdowns, 4 guys get in the end zone. Lopez was not one of them. He's been dinged up, had a lot of things going on this year. And that really, Jake, is going to be a big change for this team. People putting a lot of guys in the box to stop this running game, and when you get the speed and elusiveness on the outside, Trey Lopez could be a big difference maker. The other guy down in this area of the field to watch last week, Luke Hammonds with 2 touchdown grabs. Really good down in the red zone.
Yeah, the sophomore. And Dean hands it off to Baylor, going to his right. A nice block by Alex Lindbergh.
Looks like he's
And
in.
a touchdown for the Braves.
Yeah, good physical run there by Demetrius. Great play call. Braves doing a great job. Well, welcome to homecoming weekend, Jake. How's your homecoming weekend shaping up?
It's shaping up fantastic.
Yeah? You got a little dinner tomorrow night?
Yes, I do.
Excellent, excellent. You want to talk about that at all, or is that,
Not as of yet.
keeping that down on
Yes,
the... Okay.
on the DL.
Excellent, excellent.
Following the Braves touchdown, that'll bring out Luke the Leg Lundberg.
Luke 7 for 7 last week against Marymount.
He sure saw a lot of kicks on the field
Yeah, tired leg.
following that 54-13 win.
Yeah, a lot of kickoffs too.
And it's good.
Yeah, talked about Taylor. I mean, I know, tough start here. We talked about the Braves really for 2 or 3 weeks having kind of a slow start. Really tight games. Tight game here against Madeira. Go to Reading, actually down to the Blue Devils out of Reading as they entered into the 4th quarter. I know that wasn't what they wanted to show. Came out, started fast last week, and looks like they're doing the same here. I think the team may have turned the corner.
Taylor coming off a nice 23-0 win against Finneytown last week. That puts them at the 2-4 spot.
Yeah, good team. Had a chance to see their middle school team play yesterday, and a lot of good things coming for the Taylor Yellow Jackets.
Taylor right in the middle of the CHL right now, a little towards the bottom, tied up with none other than Marymount at 1 and 2 in the league. Back to receive for the Yellow Jackets is number 11.
Lundberg with another unreturnable kick.
Yeah.
Well, that's a big help. That's a big help. Well, talking about the Braves, we come in, we always talk about the splits and how things are going. About 75-25 Braves holding there for the run versus the pass. Baylor and Williams just carrying the load this year with 74 and 87 carries respectively coming into it. Braves doing a great job both through the air and on the ground, averaging 7 yards a carry on the ground and about 7.5 in pass situations.
And Embry hands it off to 21. Jamarin Jones.
Yeah,
for the
Thornton right there. How about Jalen Thornton's Mountaineers? They're having a heck of a year. A lot of talk for West Virginia about maybe being in that playoff series.
That'd be impressive.
Yeah, got a tough road through that Big 12, though. A lot of games, a lot of football to be played, but a great start.
And Embry receiving lots of pressure from Jack Hankin, but he manages to get it off. Duke Weiler knocks him out of bounds.
Yeah, really nice job out there. First of all, a little misdirection, and then second, Blake Brunswick with a great block on Kleekamp out there, I believe it was William Kleekamp. But nice gain by the Yellow Jackets.
And that'll bring up 3rd and 3 for the Yellow Jackets offense. We'll see Emery signal for the ball, drops back, receiving pressure from Jalen Thornton with the tackle.
Great job by the Braves to stay in the gaps and do their job. So when Taylor steps up, unable to get that first down, that would have been a big thing for Taylor, just to keep the ball, keep that Indian Hill offense off the field. But not to be. Talk a little bit about Taylor. They run it 55% of the time, throw it the other 45%. Tyler Embry, the senior quarterback, in on about 2/3 of their play, is either throwing it or running it himself.
Back to receive is Lopez. Signals for the fair catch.
How about
Which
Lopez?
doesn't happen very often.
I was going to say, how about that? That's a testament to the kick. A nice high kick, and good job by Taylor to cover. Yeah, Taylor's got, some guys athletically out on the edge, guys that are about 6'1", big kids with some reach. If they can get them the ball, they've got a little bit of an opportunity out there. But Indian Hill, we saw it against Madeira here, when people got the ball outside of the box. So playmakers gave themselves a chance. Madeira, of course, Indian Hill made an adjustment and kind of forced Madeira to run the ball in the second half, and it didn't work out. Really the strength of that Braves defense in the middle of the field.
We'll see Lopez in motion. Dean scrambles, looks for Lopez, almost picked off by number 5, Blake Brunswick.
Yeah, Cole really good at throwing the ball on the run. That was a tough one, though. I think so many guys in his line of sight didn't see that corner kind of closing in on Trey Lopez. We're talking about Trey Lopez, though. Getting him involved really stretches the field, makes it a little bit easier for Baylor and Williams to do what they do so well. The other thing that we've seen with the Braves here in the last couple of weeks, the emergence of Luke Hammonds. Big target, 6'4", particularly when they get down to the red zone and people are tightening up on this Braves offense. That's a guy that can go up and make a play, and you can kind of throw him open.
And Dean hands it off to Baylor. Baylor going to his left, receiving a little pressure. And a gain of about none.
Yeah, always good for the defense when Meach is going side to side. John Mark will come in for a play. Also, just terrific for this Braves team to have two guys that carry the load. Actually, John Mark with more carries so far this year for a variety of reasons with regard to some little hampering injuries for Demetrius. But Williams with the majority of the carries actually this year. So both guys, if we can keep them healthy, both guys ready for later in the season.
Yeah, that's for sure. Lopez in motion once again. Dean looking to his right, looking for Lopez wide midfield, but he goes for Charlie DeGennaro. Just couldn't get a hold on it.
Yeah, I'd say Trey able to help the Braves on that play. Just the threat of his vertical game drew both defenders to go with him. If you took a look at that play and pulled both defenders, opened it up for Charlie and just couldn't make that connection. But great idea, great thought process there for the Braves.
And that brings up 4th down for the Braves. Number 89, Logan Person.
Yeah, Taylor getting just what they had to have at this point in the game. As big as that 3rd down they didn't get a few minutes ago, that was a big 3rd down to get off the field.
Punt is up. Back to receive. It's Jared Wadpole for the Yellow Jackets, but is taken down by Mark Bennett.
Great coverage down there for the Braves. An even better punt. We've seen some great punts both sides here last couple of minutes. Absolutely terrific. We're talking about this Yellow Jacket offense. Really not scoring a ton of points, but scoring enough points to keep them in most games. And it's a team that has had some tough parts of their schedule already, having played Wyoming. If you're looking for a common opponent, they lost by 20 to New Richmond, 34-13. They played them week 2. We had them week 1. So it's kind of the common denominator there. The CHL, with 8 teams, each of the 4 have played each other the first few weeks, and after tonight, we'll flip it and everybody will play the other side of the division.
Jamarin Jones with the run. It'll still be 2nd and 10 for the Yellow Jackets.
Jones on the carry for Taylor, stopped by David Ryu and Charlie Lindbergh in the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, we mentioned Tyler Embry, the senior. Eric Meyer, 6'1", 190-pound senior running back. Good athlete. And a couple of guys out on the edge, Jacob Swigard and Stephen Bledsoe. Bledsoe, 6'1", 190.
And Embry's going to run it right up the middle, but is taken down by number 50, Charlie Lindbergh, with the back-to-back tackle.
Will Cleveland for Charlie Lindbergh on the stop for the Braves. Third down.
And
So here we are,
third
Jake.
down.
Yeah, another situation. Yellow Jackets really like to stay on the field here. Keep this game from getting out of hand early.
We'll see Emery signaling for the ball. Looking for number 1, Jared Wadville, but is brought down by Ty Thornton.
Embry's pass. Ball's incomplete. Ty Thornton on the coverage for the Braves. Fourth down.
But it looks like he'll be just short of that first down.
Yeah, give the Braves and Ty Thornton credit for contesting that, not letting him secure that football. That would have been a first down. Great play call, great delivery, but good play by the defense to take that out. Lopez having a lot of opportunities here
That's for
early.
sure.
Standing and nice to have both toes on the 45.
Lopez will indeed take it. He's got room. John Mark with the nice block, but is brought down at the 50, and a flag is just thrown.
Yeah, Lopez is a little different story, particularly with open field running and being a punt returner. The side-to-side works really, really well for him, as well as from the line of scrimmage. So he's one of the guys we like to see creating some space.
Yes. Let's see what the call was. Looks like a block in the back by the Braves. That will cost him
Yeah,
some
we
yards.
talked about it, Jake. You know, I mean, it's just there's so much going on from so many different angles. Awfully tough to avoid penalties on punt returns. But when you got a playmaker, it's really important. Maybe think in terms of setting screens more than actually holding blocks.
I got a chance to interview our Coach Arcuri, and he said he'd like to wake up Saturday morning, look at film with little to no mistakes, and especially those penalties. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, what level of football is that?
Hold in on the keeper, out past the 45. Second down.
Yeah, talk about this a little bit about this Braves offensive line. You know, we've talked quite a bit about the skilled players, and rightfully so. A lot of guys having really good years. But this line starts in the center with Joey Scholl. 215 pounds. We move out to the guards, Chris Hooten, Charlie Lindbergh. Hooten at 250, Lindbergh at 225, and then get out to the tackles.
We'll see Dean dropping back, looking for Lopez, but is picked off by number 5, Blake Brunswick, and he will run about 10 yards, but a flag was just issued. Looks like Dean tried to force something that wasn't there.
Yeah, looks like that's going to be on the return. One thing you notice, 2 receivers, both Trey Lopez and Jalen Thornton, right next to each other on the field. Obviously, that's not what we're looking for. Just to finish on that offensive line, though, Matt Breedis, 255, and Joe Oakes, 265. And that doesn't include our H-back or tight end or whatever you want to call him, Jalen Thornton, in at 245. Been a long time since the Braves have had that kind of size up front.
Just a college-level line weight-wise.
I tell you what, you look at, if you spin the dial back to the early 80s and you look at a team like Miami, actually 265 would be right in the middle of that line. So it's a very significant thing for the Braves, and going to make football a little easier when we get into this bad weather. Not sure when that's going to be, though, Jake.
I'm I'm ready for the cold when it arrives.
I mean, look at these trees. It doesn't even look like it's October. It looks like it's August.
No, it does not. And that'll bring up a fresh new offensive possession for the Yellow Jackets. Emery drops back, looks for the screen pass to number 5, Blake Brunswick, yet again, gaining
Emery's pass to Blake.
for 5 yards.
Now past the 40-yard line. Tackled by a try
Yeah,
for Blake.
Brunswick, a big physical kid. You know, you like to see Taylor come out and get positive yards on first down.
We'll see a low snap, but just a pancake tackle by number 21, David Ryu.
Yeah, tough place.
Tackled by David Ryu to Braves. Third down.
Yeah, let's take another look at that. Boy, that's a nightmare for any quarterback. 17 years old. Tyler Embry going to get that ball, expecting it up at the hip. It's low and compounded. They didn't even slow the Braves down. Did a nice job just to maintain possession.
We'll see 11 seconds left. The Yellow Jackets trying to get a last offensive snap in before the quarter. And Emery will throw it to number 28, Eric Meyer.
Yeah, nice play call by Taylor. Good execution, though, by the Braves just to sniff that out.
And that'll bring the end of the first quarter. Braves up 14-0.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about the Braves and where they are relative to other people's opinion, as they say. The Braves coming in number 2 in the city, Division 4, tied actually with a couple of other teams, Clinton, Massey, and Wyoming. You know, this is a team that now is, I believe, 13th in the most recent Associated Press rankings for Ohio High School Athletic Association Division 4. So Braves had a tough one, stubbed the toe a little bit against Aiken. But I think people are looking at that as kind of an aberration, giving the Braves the benefit of the doubt.
Checking out the standings in CHL, Wyoming and Indian Hill both tied 3-0, and then behind them is Deer Park 2-1, and Madeira also ranked with a record of 2-1. Then Marymount and Taylor, obviously, and then at the end we've got Finneytown and Reading at 0-3.
Yeah, speaking of the league, I mean, Wyoming, number 2 in the AP in the state of Ohio. Clinton, Massey also ranked, and Waverly. So this Region 16 getting a lot of credit from these voters. And we'll talk a little bit later on about Joe Edel and his site for playoff. Believe it or not, there's preliminary seedings right now available after this period of play.
And we'll see Lopez receive. Again, he will run it right up the middle. He'll run out of bounds.
Yeah, interesting. Different situation there. Instead of being in the middle of the field, he's at the inside the hash. And Lopez going north-south. And he can make you miss any direction he goes. Terrific job. Jalen Thornton with good hustle almost got to that punt. That might be something to watch for. We may see that actually get blocked later tonight. Jalen looks like he's figuring some things out in that regard.
That'll bring up a fresh new set of downs. For the Braves offense, Dean in a shotgun formation with Baylor on his left. And Dean hands it off to Baylor. But number 53, Terry Mounts with the read and the loss of about 5.
Yeah, Terry Mounts, heck of a football player, comes in with, I think, 7 or 8 sacks on the year. And
leading the CHL, I believe.
Yeah, good player. And you don't see Meach get squared up like that very often, but he was right there. And that might be a read situation where they take note of that and have Cole hold on to it and go the other way.
And Dean with the keeper, running to his left. A little bit of a late swing by number 21 on the Yellow Jackets, Jamarian Jones.
Yeah, good physical end of the play. He started inbounds, and that's why there's no flag there. That play, that tackle or whatever started inbounds, so not a problem. Good job by Cole Dean, staircasing his way, stair-stepping his way to the outside, and nice gain there for the Braves. Get him back in a very manageable third down situation with an open playbook.
Mentioning to go back to the offensive line, I like the analogy. The offensive line's like the AC of the offense, only recognize when it's not working. And,
Right.
Arcuri said that he's been impressed with their performance so far, and there's just more experience with the offensive line, especially with Sholey back in there coming off an injury.
Yeah.
It's just more experience for them to gel as a unit.
Yeah, Jake, not just a big group, also a very athletic group. A lot of guys out there with good feet and do a nice job. They can pull them out. They can get them out in space, maintain contact. Good group of guys. Smart guys, too. Fourth down, Meach doing a good job being physical at the end of the run to get that to fourth and short. Braves going to go for it, obviously, at this part of the field.
We'll see Dean with the keeper, and he will gain lots of ground. And shakes another guy. And it looks like he might get it. No call yet. Looks like he'll be down right at the 1.
Jake, you got to ask him about that next time you see him. That was great. I think he ran about 200 yards there.
It sure felt like it.
Yeah. Well, I think they went to school. The previous read option that they did with Baylor, he handed it off, and Meach got crushed. Then we have a situation where he goes to school and says, you know what, I'll use John Mark as a decoy, able to get the first down and then all the way down to the 1 yard line.
Like 3 or 4 defenders on that, allowing Dean to slip away.
That's right.
Looks like Dean will hand it off. Might have been Will Kleekamp. And it's good. Braves gaining more ground.
Yeah, Will Kleekamp, the sophomore, with his second touchdown of the season, both of them in short yardage situations. They like him down there. Great build, great fit as far as skill set for that part of the field.
Just an absolute unit, Will Kleekamp is.
And this is really fun because you got so many different guys. I think so far this year, 9 different guys have scored for the Braves. And, everybody plays harder when they're getting opportunity.
We'll see Luke the Leg Lundberg. Kick is up. Bang good, but a flag has been thrown.
Good for the Lundberg, to Luke the Leg Lundberg, but there's a flag down. And that would be Will Kleekamp on the touchdown carry for the Braves.
Yeah, talk about 9 different guys getting in the end zone. But again, that line with a little extra time, with a little more space that they're providing to these Braves, these skilled position players, that's just making guys, if you're having an average effort, it makes it a great effort. If you're having even kind of a poor effort, it can make it a good effort. When you get a little more time, it's amazing what you can do. Well, Braves with a fast start the second consecutive week. Last week at Marymount, Braves, I think, put up 48 points in the first half. So Braves picking up where they left off. Last week, Jake, if you're a history buff, which I know you are, 4 scored, 7 touchdowns ago at Marymount. It's a heck of a night.
Yeah.
Penalty on Taylor's applied to kickoff. Braves will be kicking off from the Taylor 45.
And Reading up against Marymount, 28-0 at the second quarter. And we also, Elders beating Moeller down at Nippert Stadium 11-7 at the second quarter. Close game down there. That's the game of the night. And still 0-0 in the first quarter of the Deer Park Finneytown game.
Uh-oh.
We'll keep you posted on latest.
Yeah, Braves
scores.
with an onside kick. It looks like it's clean. I was looking to see if maybe they touched it a little bit early, but they didn't. The Braves will take possession.
Decline realtors for local source for real estate mortgage insurance title. Two locations for home service needs. Go to citydecline.com.
Great play for the Braves. They get the ball back and keep this momentum against the Yellow Jackets. St. Xavier up 21-0 against LaSalle. St. X having a little trouble throughout the GCL South, losing to Elder, Coleraine, and a bunch of other schools. And also Moeller, yeah, that's right.
Second down. Even Bledsoe on the tackle for Taylor.
That'll bring up second and 5 for the Braves offense. Say a way to play call. 2nd and 4. Looking down for Jalen Thornton, and it's recovered. Touchdown, Braves. Jalen Thornton almost got brought down, but he used that extra step, turned around right into the end zone, and secured that touchdown.
How about the hands? A contested catch right there, and on the run with a guy right on him, able to make the grab, and from there, you had a feeling he was probably going in.
It's just incredibly difficult to stop a guy with that weight and with the height of Jalen Thornton.
Yeah, just incredible that he could make the catch on the run like that. But oh, we see a rare miss here for the Braves on the extra point. But I think as much as anything else, Braves are just trying to play their game and be as effective and as efficient as they can be right now.
And also try to make as minimal mistakes as possible, especially going up against this Taylor team getting ready for a more tougher schedule down the road.
Yeah, it's hard to work on onside kicks only when you need an onside kick. It's good to try to execute that in a game at some point where it might truly be a surprise. And I think that'll give other people a little something to look at in tape, and kind of gets to the return a little bit when you're playing defense and just trying to get possession of the ball. Yeah, Taylor coming in to the game, averaging a little under 4 yards every time they ran the ball and a little over 5 yards when they pass the ball. So, those are numbers that are obviously not what they want them to be, but it doesn't speak to a great, comeback team necessarily offensively. But
back
like
to
I said,
the left end zone. And he'll hit it out of bounds. Flag's been issued.
Yeah, ball's going to come out to the 35-yard line as a result of the ball out of bounds. But good things coming for the Taylor Yellow Jackets. Saw the middle school team play yesterday, and some good athletes get their numbers up. The coach, in just his second year, 2-8 last year, 2-5 this year, coming in, and I know better things are ahead. They're just making some changes right now.
We'll see Emery hand it off to 28. Eric Meyer with the carry.
Yeah, a couple underclassmen on the stop there. William Kleekamp, Charlie DeGeneiro. But again, for Taylor, nice job on first down. Get themselves into a 2nd and 5.
We'll see Emery with the keeper.
Tyler Emery on the keeper on the left side, with down about the 40-yard line.
Nice tackle by number 25 for the Braves, Zach Osterhus.
Yeah, another 3rd down here with Braves. Another chance to get off the field and see if Trey Lopez has another opportunity here.
We'll see Emery in the shotgun formation, asking for the ball. Looks for the screen pass, but pressure by Jalen Thornton. A nice juke, but is brought down by number 20, John Mark Williams.
Tyler Emery on the keeper down.
And that'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, Williams with a nice finish to that play, but Duke Weiler with an excellent job to read what was going on there. Had a couple of guys kind of overrun their pressure, and Taylor with an opportunity out in space to make a play, and Duke Weiler able to get that ball going side to side, giving John Williams a chance to make a play. Nice job by both those guys.
And that'll bring up 4th down and 1. Looks like the Yellow Jackets might go for it. Looks like they will. Looks like Emery will keep it. But number 28 for the Yellow Jackets made some space, that being Eric Meyer, allowing Emery to sneak right through the middle for the first down.
Yeah, nice job by Emery just to take a look at what was available to him. Like that play. He's far enough behind the line of scrimmage, he can kind of pre-snap, get a read as to where they might have space, and then actually saw it and ran to it. Embry with a nice pickup. Taylor needed that.
Embry drops back, looks for number 1, Jared Wadpole, but just couldn't get the other hand on it. Nice coverage by Duke Weiler.
Yeah, Duke playing really well. Another senior receiver, mature player, good athlete, and Weiler there to make the play. Like the idea for Taylor to be aggressive and attack.
Yeah, really embracing that one-on-one coverage. Embry looking again. Throws it just out of bounds.
Yeah, Weiler making a nice play, almost picked that ball off. Braves secondary as a whole doing a good job there.
Really showing some improvement.
Yeah, you know, it's
each week.
Yeah, you know, and it's not that the secondary has been, you know, they've been very good, but it's just that, you know, that strength of that team, when you start thinking about Baylor and Thornton and Williams and all those guys in the middle of the field, Kleekamp, and that line with Hankin, it's the area that's probably going to get tested the most.
Ooh, and a little miscommunication. Emery threw it right out of bounds.
Yeah, and then on the other side, you got Freshman and Thornton playing well. It seems like these guys are growing with confidence every week, just feeling a little more confident. I think they understand what the defense is trying to do, and I think they feel like they can match up.
And that'll bring up another 4th down situation again for the Yellow Jackets. Looks like a blocked punt by Jack Hankin. Looks like the Braves will recover.
Yeah, you know, we saw it a couple of punts ago where Jalen Thornton got real close. Jalen Thornton actually picking the ball up. Good hands. He's an athlete. But, you know, a couple of punts ago, we actually saw the Braves get pressure and really close to one. And Jack Hankin, this time with that long reach, able to get that ball off the foot.
was already looking downfield, Brian, and I didn't see where the ball was.
Yeah. Yeah, Braves with another red zone opportunity, and really, you know, Jake, this is going to become critical later in the year, and it's important to be able to do different things. We're seeing a different formation here.
And Lopez in motion, but Dean hands it off to Baylor. Only a gain of 1.
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
carry.
Braves with different formation, a little different look, a little different play, and I think right now, you know, they're just, you know, it'd be easy to just pitch it to Meach until you get an every opportunity to get in the end zone. But Braves trying to expand the playbook a little bit here. Great read by Cole Dean.
On the keeper inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah, Cole Dean doing an excellent job tonight running the football, and really it all starts with making good decisions. They're putting him in those read option situations, and I'd say 80% of the time he's made a good call, and that's enough to be really good. So we're going to have a timeout here with 5:20 left in the second quarter. Braves up 27-0 and threatening.
And down at Nippert Stadium, Elders just taking back the lead, 14-11 at the second quarter. And New Richmond tied with Batavia. And then Reading still up 35-0 against Marymount.
Wow. Yeah, very surprised. Reading Marymount, there's not that kind of gap between the two of them. Something must be going on there. Not sure if everybody's on the field or if there's a little carryover from last week. That Elder Moeller, though, that's a great battle. You know, Elder with a really, really entertaining game earlier this year against St. Edwards. And they've got a really good team ranked highly in the state of Ohio. Then we got a situation with Moeller, where Moeller having a lot better year than I think some people thought. Mitch McKenzie playing great.
Not sure what's happening.
The only thing I can think of is maybe they saw a little lightning or something that's weather related. So it looks like we're going to have a timeout. I believe it's 30 minutes every occurrence. And then they reassess. If they don't see anything, you're back out on the field. I think we're going to step away as there's a timeout on the field. We'll be back. Please stay with us. We're going to have other programming that comes on, and then we'll reassess here. Probably check back in 15 or 20 minutes. And it'll be shortly thereafter. If we don't have another occurrence of lightning, the boys will be back out on the field. We do have an 14-11 score at the half down at Nippert Stadium.
Yeah, it was 14-11 at the second half of that.
Yeah, 14-11 Elder at the half, and Deer Park 28-0 against Finneytown at the half. Another tight one for Wyoming, up 56-0 against Madeira at the half. Back to live action
Baylor.
here.
First drive prior to the lightning delay and a gain of about 4. That'll set up first and goal for the Braves.
So Braves with the first and goal at the 4, and good thing that we're seeing right now with the Braves, spreading the ball around. A lot of guys touching it. Kleekamp in the I formation in front of Baylor.
Dean in an I formation. Hands it off to Baylor. Oh, looks like he'll be just short of.
Yeah,
From
going
the
to
red
mark him out at the 1. I do like the pitch, though. I always like that with Meach being able to
Oh, yeah.
kind of get ahead of steam. But Meach trying to get to the corner never did really turn that up. So 2nd and goal at the 2. Kleekamp still in that formation in the backfield.
And Dean. Oh, and a loose ball by Baylor. But it's ruled a touchdown for the Braves.
Yeah, looks like he fumbled it into the end zone and fell on top of it.
Looks like that handoff might have been not as clean as he wanted it to be.
Well, Braves beneficiary of some good fortune there. Taylor could easily have fallen on that ball. So time to get back on the horse here, Jake. Start a new streak on the extra points.
Oh, indeed. And Lundberg's kick is up. And good.
Yeah, so the Braves come right out and running the ball, and another 7 up on the board for the Braves. 34-0 here as we're unbelievably, it doesn't feel like it, but we're 4.5 minutes in front of halftime. Feels like we had our halftime.
Oh, no.
It's kind of like one of those days where it feels like a Sunday or it feels like a Friday, but it's not.
That's for sure.
One other score to pass along at the half. Tightly, we thought, to be a tightly contested game between Colerain and a very good Mason team. Colerain up 35-0. Colerain hasn't lost a GMC game, I don't think, in the regular season since Bill Clinton was president.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter what your definition of is. Colerain is a good football team.
That's for sure.
Be interesting to see what how Wyoming got on the board. 56 points in the first half. Really an amazing thing going on over there right now with Pearson Rogers, last year's player of the year in the conference, and I think the region.
Back receive for the Yellow Jackets is Jacob Sweegard. He'll gain some room. Slipped a few tackles, but is ultimately brought down by number 5, Charlie Summerall.
Yeah, great effort there by Sungard. Out there, Rogers been on the shelf a little bit, nicked up a little bit, hasn't had the number of carries that he probably would have. But looking at Evan Prather this year, Evan Prather coming into tonight has passed it for 935 yards and run it for 582.
That is crazy.
He's had 13 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and another 13 touchdowns running the ball. But the crazy thing, Jake, 12 yards every time he throws it per attempt, and 9 yards, over 9 yards, every time he runs it per attempt.
That's impressive.
Yeah. Nice job by William Kleekamp. Will Kleekamp playing a great game tonight on both sides of the ball.
The touchdown not too long ago.
The lead blocker.
Tackles.
Yeah. Yeah, starting to expand the role. The sophomore who started as a freshman on defense, starting to expand the game on both sides.
We'll see Embry drop back. Gets it to this Taylor senior, number 1, Jared Wadpole. And that'll bring up a 3rd down situation for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, real nice throw there by Embry, but just as good by Walpole to find space and not run through that zone. Sit down and find some space. Did a nice job for his quarterback. He had a throwing lane and a little pitch and catch.
And 2 yards to go to that first down marker. Embry Looks back, but it received lots of pressure from number 20, John Mark Williams.
Yeah, just didn't see him. Didn't count for him. He came a long way, but
he had his back turned right towards him.
He had his back to him. Yep. And the difficult thing on that, ball just didn't come out quick enough. We're gonna take a look at that one, I think, again here. We might have a replay. We're gonna see really plenty of time to get that ball out, run the route.
He was looking to his right, and he did not see John Mark Williams that out of hell come from the backside. Oh, a close punt. Lopez back to receive for the Braves.
Yeah, Braves keep getting
He's gaining
close.
some ground. A little bit of a horse collar, maybe.
Yeah, you know, he had an official right there getting a good look at it, so he was a little closer to it than you and I were, but
that's for sure.
Nice job. You know, one thing that Trey does, it's so good. I mean, start with first things first. He always fields the ball cleanly. You know, he fields it, and they get possession, and we'll take it from there. So many times you see the ball bounce, and you see the ball on the ground and rolling, and, you know, Trey, for as many times as he touches the ball, he just does a great job of being clean.
Dean looking downfield, gets it to Demetrius Baylor. And he's going. He's gaining ground. The 20, the 10, the 5, and a touchdown, Braves.
Yeah, Jake, you know, it's crazy. When we came back out, there were about 4.5 minutes left. The Braves go in, score. Taylor gets the ball. You think maybe we're headed to the half. Braves get it back, and just like that, another big play. Here we might have a replay on this one with Meach going the distance. Let's take a look here, Jake.
And Dean get a little pressure. Gives it to Baylor, gets a little roughed up. But he turns on those engines and he's out of there.
Yeah, the chance to make that play back at the line of scrimmage, when you got him stood up, you really have to swarm and rush in, and didn't happen. Gets a second chance and takes it all the way. Demetrius Baylor, a young man making up for some lost time.
And Luke the Leg Lundberg's kick is up and good.
Just another streak. We're witnessing the start of another one. Great job by the Braves, and right now Taylor just, you know, get a first down, get a couple of things established, and hold on to this ball to the end of the half.
And the Braves increasing themselves from the Taylor Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, 2 weeks in a row the Braves have put up 40 or more in the first half, and you know, that's the kind of start I think they're looking for. What that enables them to do, first of all, secure the game, but second, come out in the second half, and there are plenty of ways this team can get better, and I'm sure they'll be thinking about that and working on it. Nothing like live game action for some of these younger guys and maybe some of the different formations they want to try, and so Braves with an opportunity to keep getting better. Yeah, this is it's a crazy night in the CHL, Jake. A lot of games that we would expect to be close. Marymount and Reading at the top of the list, and it just not working out that way tonight.
And Jacob Swigard gaining some much valuable field position for the Yellow Jackets is brought down at the 32.
Yeah, good no call given the situation. Zach Oster, who's running down the middle of the field, and just got tackled. But again, I think understand the context of the situation. Let's we've got a minute 50 here in the second quarter, and we're at halftime.
And Tyler Embry in the shotgun formation. Looking downfield, receiving pressure, and is brought down by Will Kleekamp. by Zach Osterhus.
Yeah, Taylor, a pretty big team in their own right, and just having a little trouble with protection right now. Talking when we had the lightning break to a couple of guys that felt, boy, that would be kind of hard to prepare for triple option with big kids like this on that line. Maybe that's something they look at.
When Embry's pass to number 24, Bryce Ham's just a little high. Couldn't quite get a hand on it. That'll bring up a third down situation.
Yeah, I like to think that we'll get to the end of the half with this possession, but here we are in a 3rd and 15, and key is don't turn it over, and then see if you can cover a punt.
Embry receiving pressure, but is brought down by number 60 for the Braves, Nathan Berger.
Well, Trey Lopez is going to come out. I lost count here, Jake, but I got to think. My guess is somewhere around 7 or 8 punt returns
easily
in this first half.
Easily. Looks like we'll have a timeout on the field.
Yeah, difficult thing here for Taylor. You'd like to get to the half, but going to have to cover this punt here with Trey. Of course, the punt game's been really good on both sides tonight. Other than the protection, when the kids are kicking it, the kicks have been really good. So I got a timeout on the field, but we promise you this is not another lightning delay.
That's for sure.
Yeah, in case anybody's watching and wondering. Weather actually really good all day today. I don't think we had any rain. There's been no rain tonight. Very humid.
And an update down from Nippert Stadium. Elder up 21-11 in the third quarter. It's St. X up 35-7 against LaSalle. And Deer Park at the halves beating Finneytown 28-0, and Wyoming up a substantial amount against the Madeira Mustangs, 56-0 at the half as well. Wow.
Yeah, tough night, a lot of blowouts. Great play by the punter right there to take a high snap and not only make the play, but then got it away. A nice kick, got the ball all the way out to about the 45, actually the 47, and forced a fair catch by Trey Lopez, which we've seen it twice tonight, but we don't see it very often. So great job by Taylor punter.
Once in a blue moon, you'll see Trey Lopez signal a fair catch. And Dean looks to Williams. Just couldn't get a hand on it.
Yeah, Demetrius Baylor, a tough play right there. Meach looks to be running healthy tonight.
Yeah, he was a little questionable going into the Marymount game, but was limited. But boy, he had a monster game.
Yeah, I think we'll probably see a lot of John Mark Williams here in the second half.
Yes. Oh, Dean looking deep to Lopez, and it's good. Touchdown, Braves.
Yeah, Cole Dean doing a great job of getting his feet set, getting his body turned around, running to his left, throwing with his right hand, and throwing vertically down the field.
Oh, yeah.
Nice job to get his feet straight.
We'll take a look at that, Brian. See Lopez in motion.
Turn that body and throw off that front foot.
Oh, yeah.
Throw off that left foot.
Great play.
Stop himself with that left foot. Very nice, on target. Cole does a great job, really, does a really good job of throwing while he's moving.
And another PAT by Lick the Leg Lumberg. is good. 48-0 with 36 seconds left in the second quarter.
Yeah. Yeah, I hate to see, a game get into this situation, but you have to think back to the first few weeks of this season, and where we went through again that stretch with Madeira, good football team, did a lot of really good things, particularly in the first half against Indian Hill in that game. And then the game at Reading down, actually, at the start of the fourth quarter. And I think what you're probably seeing from the Braves is just trying to come out of the shell a little bit here. I don't think it's any disrespect to anybody, anything to apologize for. Just coming out of the shell, being as good as they can be. And right now, a lot of guys doing things. Good to see Trey Lopez be involved in scoring plays that stretch the field. Really, the Braves appear to have almost every aspect of the offensive game you can ask for.
Back to receive for the Yellow Jackets, Jacob Swigard. And Tyler Wadpole, but it looks like Swigard will take it. And a nice tackle by number 17 for the Braves, Jake Fox, the sophomore.
Yeah, how about Jake Fox? He's starting to see a lot of the young players come in and make good contributions to this team, and boy, the depth is just tremendous. We'll see what Taylor decides to do, still in shotgun. Well, Jake, we're under 22 seconds here left in the first half. At halftime, of course, being homecoming, we have the homecoming court.
Lost a few students to the lightning delay.
Right.
Unfortunately.
Right. They're all early to bed.
About that.
Yeah. Like to get the rest. But still have the full slate of festivities for the half.
And Embry looking to Blake Brunswick. Shakes the first tackle, but is tackled by Charlie DeGennaro for the Braves defense.
Yeah, Braves doing a good job of getting to the ball.
Looks like Taylor will try to sneak in another play, but clock winding down. And that will conclude the first half of play here at Tomahawk Stadium. Braves up 48-0.
Jake, I'm going to go vote for you for the homecoming court, and then I'll see you on the other side in the second half.
All righty.
With the highest scores qualify for recognition of the National Merit Scholarship Program. In September, these high scorers are notified through their schools that they have qualified as either a commended student or a semi-finalist. In late September, about 34,000 of the approximately 52,000 high scorers in the SAT received letters of commendation and recognition of their outstanding academic promise. Although committed students do not continue in the competition for National Merit Scholarship, some of these students do become candidates for special scholarships sponsored by corporations and businesses. Our 2018 National Merit Committed Students are Matt Davis, Sumner Colahan, escorted by Bill and Liz Colahan.
Oh, is Red Team inside? Red Team's in the locker room.
Elena Gobo, escorted by Amanda Gobo.
There's a cooler in there for the referee.
Thomas Kwan, escorted by Edward and Alice Kwan.
Red Team, you're in there.
Nina Price, escorted by Tom Price. The National Hispanic Recognition Program recognizes approximately 5,000 Hispanic, Latino, juniors, each year from among juniors who take the PSAT. As with the National Merit Scholarship Program, NHRP uses the junior year PSAT as a qualifying test. Our 2018 National Hispanic Scholar is Edith Grace, escorted by Jenna Grace and Michelle Ortiz Grace. In early September, about 16,000 students of the 50,000 high scorers were notified that they can qualify as semifinalists. To be considered a National Merit Scholarship, semifinalists must advance to finalist standing in the competition by meeting high academic standards and all other requirements explained in the information provided each semifinalist.
Thanks, guys.
Our 2018 National Merit semifinalist students are Bethany Eisen, escorted by Kevin and Nellie Eisen. Sarah Kaplan, escorted by Dr. Stephanie Kaplan and her +1, Howard Kaplan. Mark Kolodenko, escorted by Eugene and Yana Kolodenko. Priyanka Musti, escorted by Satya Musti. Mackenzie Nelson, unfortunately, was unable to attend the event. Cooper Pierce, escorted by Brad and Elizabeth Pierce. Alyssa Questel, escorted by Ken and Michelle Questel. Ellie Rabinol, escorted by Keith and Stephanie Rabinol. Sam Richardson, escorted by John Richardson and Jen Riley. And Trey Skidmore, escorted by David and Kristen Skidmore.
We'll only go first one right after me. Jake, let's make sure we got it straight. You're going to say it free.
Graham, where are they? Made it at my mama's crib, then by my mama's crib.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big round of applause for our 2018 National Merit Commended, National 18, National Hispanic Scholar, and National Merit semifinal students from Indianville High School. Congratulations! Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to introduce the 2018 Fall Homecoming Court. Representing the nominees for the class of 2022 are Princess Paige Falter and Prince Peter Shakley. Also representing the class of 2022 are Princess Maddie Moldrum and Prince Hayden Wentz. Representing the nominees for the class of 2021 are Princess Abby Campa and Prince Nick Adair. Also representing the class of 2021 are Princess Zoe Hyman and Prince Amitesh Verma. the nominees for the class of 2020 is Princess Ellie Bayless and Prince Garrett Anderson. Also representing the class of 2021 are Princess Claudia Holander and Prince David Slattery. And finally, representing the nominees for the class of 2019 are Princess Lexi Magenheim and Prince Jalen Thornton. And also representing the class of 2019 is Princess Emily Singer and Prince Michael Phillips.
Wait, he won him.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big hand presenting your 2018 Indiana High School Fall Homecoming Court. And now we will announce the winners of the Fall Homecoming Court. As I announce the winners of the court, please step forward. In the freshman class, the freshman princess is Maddie Muldrum. And the freshman prince is Peter Shakley. In the sophomore class, the sophomore princess is Abby Campa. And the sophomore prince is Amitesh Verma. Now to the junior class. The junior princess is Claudia Holander. And the junior prince is David Slattery. And now finally, for your senior class, the 2018 Fall Homecoming Court, your homecoming queen representing the class of 2019, Lexi Magenheim. And your homecoming king is Michael Phillips. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen, your 2018 Fall Homecoming Court. Congrats, have fun, and be safe tomorrow night. Ladies and gentlemen, the teams are taking the field. We start the second half. We will be on a running clock. Again, we'll be on a running clock for the second half as long as the differential is at least 30 points. And at the conclusion of the game, please stay. Your 2018 Indian Hill High School Marching Band will be performing their full competition performance at the conclusion of the game. Thank you.
Braves are up 48-0 as we start the third quarter. Now, Brian, what do you think the Braves have to keep executing to keep this momentum?
Right. Well, second week in a row that the Braves have come out and put up 40-plus in the first half. Second half, Jake, I mean, to be honest with you, I'd love to see some guys get in, start to learn to trust some of the additional teammates. Like to see them, just continue to be better, crisper, make every block, hold every block as long as possible, and fill every gap, do your job every single snap. So I think it's just more about becoming a better football team here in this second half.
It'll be interesting to see when the Braves put in their second string guys as the game continues to unfold.
Yeah, last week, I mean, if you just look back to history, the Braves up 48-7 at Marymount last week, and Braves scored 7 points in the third quarter. That was it for the second half. Marymount got 6 in the fourth quarter, and pretty much an even half in the second. So we'll see what the Braves do tonight. Again, not too worried about the scoreboard, just considering all the little details that you'd like to clean up and get better. Jake, another thing that's been very impressive about the Braves tonight, a lot of guys contributing and a lot of underclassmen playing a big part in this one. So I think to continue that and just see how deep we can get into this Braves roster. One thing with this coaching staff, just to kind of take that a step further, with this coaching staff, you're going to have, it's a group of teachers. So that you're going to have guys out there that, Bob Odom and Paul Jenny and Larry Eli and Coach John Masali and Brad Hamilton, Matt Walton. These guys are all going to teach the second half.
We'll see Will Kleekamp with the carry. Bounced a little in front of the intended receivers.
Will Kleekamp doing it all.
On both sides of the ball.
You remember that tight point in the Madeira game with that kick that went short, and William able to get his hands on it and catch it falling backward. A big point in the game where, if you don't keep possession and Madeira gets field position there, it could have been pretty tight. So nice job by William again. Good athlete.
We'll see Lopez in motion. Dean hands it off to Baylor. Going wide left, has lots of space to work with. And he turns on the engines, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Braves.
Yeah, I mean, each untouched. And that's hard to imagine. He did a lot of it himself as far as getting outside, good blocking, but Taylor not putting a hand on him. Braves continue to play hard here in the third quarter.
That's for sure.
Do see down on the Braves sideline Joe Oakes with the shoulder pads and the helmet off. So I think we've seen the last that we're going to see of Joe Oakes tonight.
And another Luke Lundberg back with the PAT is good.
Looks like the other thing I see down on the sideline, Jake, is see Ty Thornton putting on the headset. And I think we might be seeing Ty in at quarterback here sooner than later.
Give the young freshman some quarterback reps.
Yeah, you see the coaches huddling right now. I think as much as anything, they're talking about personnel. I'd imagine the other thing we might see here is maybe Demetrius getting a little time off and a lot of carries for John Mark. John Mark coming in with a lot of carries this year, but obviously both these guys really in limited roles up until this year as far as carrying the ball. So both of them getting the feel and getting better week by week. So an opportunity here in the second half to get John Mark some reps.
Jacob Sergwald's going to let this bounce out of bounds. That'll force a touchback. The ball will be on the 20. First and 10 situation for the Yellow Jackets. We'll see Embry hand it off to Jamarian Jones again. Gets held up right at the line of scrimmage. And Embry looking downfield. Whoa, and it looks like that catch will be good. It looks like a little contact on the play with Duke Weiler.
Yeah, heck of a job to make the catch.
24, Bryce Ham with the catch.
Quite a bit of contact down there, like you said, Jake. And looks like Duke coming up maybe with a little bit of an issue with the elbow or the forearm. But I think he's okay. He's going to stay in.
Arms locked. Embry to number 11, Jacob Sergwald again. And the gain of about 3.
Yeah, seeing a little bit better tempo here. Like that.
Finally starting to see the Yellow Jackets rolling a little bit with some momentum.
Embry getting those guys up on the line, getting the play.
Hurry up offense by the Yellow Jackets. Looks to his left, back to Sergwald again. The gain of about 6.
Yeah, Jake, we've talked about it before, and we think back to the Madeira game in the tight first half. Madeira played against Indian Hill. Getting that ball outside, getting that out in space for some of these athletes to make a play. Like what they're doing.
And Embry looks like he's going to keep it, but will not convert on 3rd and 4.
Yeah, John Mark Williams off the field right now. Jalen Thornton off the field. So good opportunity, really, for both sides to get better.
We'll see Embry asking for the ball. Drops back. Looks downfield and will be caught by number 21.
Yeah,
Jamarian Jones with the touchdown.
Yeah, Jamarian Jones with some late separation there, and a nice throw by Embry to get Yellow Jackets on the board.
Looks like his feet were going behind him, and he still stabilized and managed to get the touchdown on that last play.
Yeah, nice job by Taylor. Increase the tempo and get up to the line and be aggressive.
Wow, and a low kick from number 75, Cameron Schaefer. That'll put the Yellow Jackets at 7.
Yeah, Taylor coming in, Inquirer ranked him number 9 in Division 4. And next week we talked a little bit about Marymount tonight and the difficulty they had at Reading. Taylor will be at Marymount next week. Marymount number 5 in the Inquirer Division 5-pole.
We'll see Baylor and Lopez back to receive for the Braves.
You know, it's funny. We talked a few times over the broadcasts about Reading and really not knowing week to week exactly what you're going to get. And, boy, they showed us tonight they can be awfully good.
You know, for sure. Looks like a low kick. Baylor will receive, goes right up the middle, but will get brought down by number 41 for the Yellow Jackets. 44, my bad. Jackson Gargano.
Yeah, as we suspected, Baylor will come off, and John Mark Williams looks like will be the feature back here. Ty Thornton will be your quarterback. He's got DeGennaro out to one side. Graham Weiler on the other side.
We'll see Williams going to his left. Tackled by number 6, William Lawless.
Good patience there by Williams to read his blocks. And, you know, the other thing you love about John Mark, being a wrestler, always balanced and getting his pads down. John Mark, a good-looking back.
John Mark Williams looking for redemption after coming up short in the state finals in wrestling. Left a bitter taste in his mouth and hoping to get back to the finals this upcoming winter.
Boy, those things really work together, don't they? Wrestling and
Yes.
football.
Lopez will run out at about the 30.
Trey Lopez has secured it around the right side, goes out of bounds.
Looks like Lopez just couldn't find the opening he wanted. That'll bring in Will Schneider.
You got that back. How about that Charlie Summerall? See him get a few carries here. High snap, good job.
Summerall right up the middle. And he will get a first down. The 10. Touchdown, Braves.
Yeah, Charlie Summerall going north-south right there. And great job by Thornton, really. You think about coming into this game, first series, high snap, still able to cleanly get it to Summerall, and Charlie does the rest. Nice job by that offensive line as well. I don't know that he was touched.
I don't think he was either.
Charlie coming over and telling me, Che, that line's pretty good.
Luke Leg Lundberg will be back on the field yet again. Getting lots of kicking reps, and that one, another make.
Yeah, another thing that you'd like to think will come into play is that that kicking. Be interesting to see if the Braves get in position maybe for a field goal or two tonight. Just haven't had that come up. But any opportunity they get to improve in that facet of the game, I'd like to think later in the season maybe that'll become a major issue for them, and certainly is a strength.
Oh yeah. And that'll bring up the end of the third quarter. Braves up 62-7.
Yeah, Jake, I think we've already seen a little difference between this week and last. Last week the Braves, I think, attempting to do the same things, run the football, get some other guys involved, and unable to kind of get up and down the field against Marymount, but did the right thing. Doing the right thing again here tonight, but just continuing to score 14 points in that quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah, just can't say enough about how this Indian Hill team has really morphed itself. You know, they've had 3 good years of making the playoffs and, you know, being a certain type of team, spread offense and, you know, kind of running up and down the field and really getting the ball in the hands of just a few players. But, boy, this year, looking at their personnel, made a great call early. Really, I would imagine
brought down by Mark Bennett.
Maybe in March or even earlier than that. And really paying the dividends of all the off-season work that they've done to get bigger and stronger. And so now they're in a position where, you know, 9 guys in this season scoring touchdowns. You know, it's a real testament to this coaching staff and these kids how hard they've worked.
And Tyler Embry, shotgun formation, looks downfield and it looks like he might have underthrown it, but no. Bryce Ham comes back with the reception for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, a lot easier for the offense to make the adjustment to a ball that's underthrown. Nice job there by Taylor. Mark Bennett with good coverage, but it's tough to come back on that. Good pressure by Charlie Summerall.
Embry hesitating, but gets it to number 7, Johnny Kearns.
Yeah, knocked out by William Cleveland. You know, it's just love the pace that Taylor has come up with here last couple of drives. Yeah, it looks like we're slowing down a little bit here again, but and
we'll see Kearns in motion. Embry hands it off to Kearns. Brought down by number 44, Will Kleekamp.
Yeah, Will Kleekamp having a terrific game, and that's one of the guys, you know, young guys will stay on the field in a situation like this. Really, you know, you look at the guys out there, William Kleekamp really a leader out there right now. Jack Sitchell getting an opportunity to play a little linebacker.
Looking downfield, but no good.
Yeah, good pressure there by Zach Osterhus. And not just making the quarterback get rid of the ball, but also getting the quarterback onto the ground. Nice job by Zach. He's been good in kick coverage tonight. Doing a good job here from the line of scrimmage. Also seeing Joseph David out there.
Antoine Peak, Jr., also making an appearance. Back to receive Jake Fox for the Braves. But was brought down by number 73 for the Yellow Jackets, Ricky Hammond.
Nice clean field by Jake Fox. Braves in good field position, set up at the 31. Yeah, Summerall, I'm not sure if that ball came out. Braves maintained possession if it did, but
it looked like it might have popped loose for a short period of time.
I think we're going to see Charlie with the ball in his hands quite a bit.
And Thornton looking for Jake Fox. Just went over his head.
Ball's incomplete. There's a third down.
Well, still 6.5 minutes left here to play, but also thinking about the Braves. And where they'll be next week.
Looks like Ty Thornton will keep it. The spin move, but is brought down hard by number 40 for the Yellow Jackets, Joshua Catman.
Yeah, the Braves next week will go to Finneytown, play the Wildcats, then 2 home games. Deer Park will be here. That should be interesting. I think there are a few new pieces. Certainly a different performing team.
Oh yeah.
Than the last few years. So look forward to seeing them come to Tomahawk Stadium, and then Week 10, Wyoming Cowboys.
Looks like the Braves will call a timeout. A few sponsors we'd like to thank for sponsoring Indian Hill Athletics, Grass Corps, Beacon Orthopedics, Jeff Weiler, National Heating and Air, Huntington, Dial One Security, Cleat Camp Paving and Asphalt Seal Coating, Mid-American Pools, Sipsy Klein, and AAA Bob Summerall.
Jake, just to keep you honest, that Bob Summerall, he really cares, right?
He really cares.
Good. Just want to make sure. I'll check in from time to time just to confirm. I believe that to be true, though. I always have.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Well,
we'll see Logan Person's punt up. Back to receive is Jared Wadpole. Let that bounce.
Really nice job by the Braves. Great kick, great coverage, and multiple hats on the ball. Like to see that. Yeah, so the Braves next week at Finneytown, then 2 home games against Deer Park and Wyoming. Believe it or not, to close out the regular season. This being Week 7. So we talked about Joe Edel and Joe's website, which is pretty well regarded as far as used for the Ohio High School Athletic Association, the tournament pairings. At this point right now,
Embry looking long to number 11, Jacob Sigwald again. Brought down by number 26 for the Braves. Nick Adair on the tackle.
Yeah, Nick Adair.
Nick Adair on the tackle for the Braves.
Very good. The Joe Edel site right now has the Braves in Region 16, which is the 4th of the Division 4 regions, at number 2.
And Embry looking long downfield. And a flag will be thrown, most likely for a pass interference.
You know what? Good competitive battle down there. Jake Fox doing a nice job. You know, you don't really, I mean, you'd prefer not to see the penalty, but you like to see guys battle for the ball. And Jake Fox did a nice job there battling for the ball. We'll take that. That's not the end of the world right there. But the Braves, number 2 in Joe Edel's rankings, actually Wyoming coming in with number 1. Now, these things could change, obviously, the strength of schedule and the results of games. Clinton, Massey, Waverly, a lot of good teams in that
Steubenville
group.
ranked number 1, of course.
Yep. But within the region, Indian Hill, if you're noting right now, at number 2 seed, and number 7 just so happens to be the Aiken Falcons.
When Embry's pass, number 14 is complete. Stephen Bloodsoe with the reception for the Yellow Jackets.
Cooper Weiler with a nice tackle. But the Braves, with an opportunity if things held to face Aiken, I have to think the Braves would like to do that. The one loss this year, the game I don't think they feel like they played their best.
Embry receiving, threatened out of the pocket, but he's still scrambling. Oh, almost picked off by Antoine Peak Jr.
Yeah, Embry kind of liked the fact he's able to buy time, but kept looking down the field. Good defense by the Braves because he was looking and obviously didn't see anything that was really open. Nice job by the Braves there. Stay with the play. Two minutes left in this one.
And Embry looking to number 1. Oh, almost slipped right through his fingers. Number 26 for the Braves. Nick Adair just couldn't get a hand on it.
Yeah, tough deflected ball, changing direction. Nick Adair, nice job getting his hands on it. So the Braves come out of this one, for all intents and purposes, a healthier team. I think a better executing team.
For sure.
They'll probably have some things they'll look at critically tomorrow morning and clean some things up, get to Finneytown.
Embry with the keeper. Brought down by number 55, Joseph David.
I think the Braves have turned a corner as far as motivation. I think the motivation right now is just to get better. You saw it tonight. I think they were playing against the game itself. They really weren't playing for score. They're just playing to get better, and expect the same thing at Finneytown next week.
And Embry, his pass to number 19 is good. Number 19 being Dylan Lanham with the touchdown.
Yeah, good effort there at the goal line by Nick Adair. Braves playing for pride here to try to keep him out of the end zone, regardless of the scoreboard, and Adair doing a nice job.
And it looks like the refs, timeout on the field.
Yeah, as we say that.
Time almost winding down, 12 seconds left in the game.
Did you get a number on this kicker? Was that 15 or 16?
Looks like number 15. Oh, just hit the right goal post. That PAT being no good.
I like it. Good effort right there. I think that ball actually got struck better than the first one at the other end. Good effort right there. But Braves will get ready for Finneytown and then Deer Park and Wyoming at home. Should be a great finish for the Braves.
I can't wait for that Wyoming game.
Yeah, three of the last four at home. You can't beat that.
Last year's Wyoming game, it was cold, rainy, away. Just a hard game to watch.
Yeah. Well, Braves had a lot of opportunities to win that game, the first one at Wyoming. Did not have a lot of opportunities in that playoff game, but the first one there had a lot of opportunity, and one of the things to be interested to see this year is just being able to collapse that pocket, try to do something to control Evan Prater, who, again, as we mentioned before, having just one of the all-time great CHL seasons.
And Joseph David trucking through midfield as time expires.
I tell you what, great way to end the game. And his teammates up here who are doing the film were excited to see that. I think the whole team's fired up. Well, Jake?
And signing off from Tomahawk Stadium, I'm Jake Summerall, joining with me Brian Shaw. This one belongs to the Braves here at Tomahawk Stadium. We'll see you in 2 weeks when the Indian Hill Braves square off against the Deer Park Wildcats. Take care and good night.
Exclusive coverage of tonight's game on the Indian Hill Television Network has been a copyrighted presentation of the Indian Hill High School Video Department.